Hey y'all, how y'all doing? It's good to see you. So yesterday I didn't make any positive PSA. I didn't do it this weekend either. This weekend I was like, I'm gonna take the couple of days off. And then yesterday I ended up having a really rough day. Like my PSA for today is take the good with the bad. I say that because sometimes you be expecting one result and another result happens. So my I have a TikTok page as well. I'm called Tracy's Girl 86 on there, and 'cause that's when I met my moms. Um, I get more likes on the comments I make on other people's posts as opposed to actually getting commented and liked on my own posts. And you know what? I take the good with the bad because somebody is responding to me. I've gotten a couple of friends due to my speaking and my comments and stuff like that. And I'm always positive. Like I don't post nothing crazy. I post jokes. I don't joke around on my page, which is funny, and I should. But I do post jokes. But yeah. So the good with the bad. Yesterday I had a really rough day. I was um I was sad. I spent most of my day really sad, thinking about my little brother who passed away almost 8 years ago on the 28th of this month. This month is a really hard month. I lost a lot of people in this month throughout the years, which is very weird. So May is a dark month for my family. So and my brother started off the depths in May. Yeah. Um, I'm not always gonna have positive days and days where I can post and days where I'm comfortable with myself and with my life or whatever. Some days I'm just gonna be like, I'm like really gonna be like sad. Hold on a second, I'm doing something. I'm trying to prop up this phone so that I don't have to hold it in my hand the whole time. Okay. If y'all see the setup I got going on here, I'll be laughing. Okay. All right, so not every day I know is going to be a happy one. Not every day is going to be stars and cookies and sweets. Some days are going to be a little bitter, and some days are going to be a little cold. Not always going to be warm. Some days will be extremely hot. But you got to take the good with the bad because it helps teach you how resilient you are. So I'm learning that about myself more and more. You know you're resilient, you learn different lessons, but you learn so much more when you're like going through really crazy things. So one of the things I'm going through is I have issues with death. We all don't nobody likes death. I know. But sometimes when I think about it, and it's not just my family, it could be people I've known, or when I see it on the news, or when I see it in the world, like I get these really bad headaches and I get these really bad thoughts. And it's just like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And oh my God, I can't believe this. And I wonder what they were thinking before they died. And that all got worse when my brother passed away in 2012. May 28th, 2012. When he died, it was what? Like, people die and it's sad, But when certain people die at a certain time, and it's not because they were dying from a disease, it's not because they were, just sick, or they were in a gang, because some people still be like, oh, if you live by the gun, you die by the gun. It wasn't even that. He committed suicide. And me, as a person that has an issue with suicide, it changed me. Like, with the mental issues that I have, which will be another story. I'll explain all that. It changed me and made me think more about, why would he do that if he knew that's what I wanted to do? Sounds crazy, right? Why would he kill himself? Like, why would he just take his own life? He was in a really, 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 really bad space. And this was my best friend. Let's just say that. This was my best friend. The one person I could talk to for hours, every single day, and we'll always have something new to talk about. And we'll always be able to laugh about things that we did in the past. We'll always be able to do everything. And nothing we told each other left each other. And none of it was like, jealousy. There was no jealousy between us. It was always, yeah, yo, I hope you get this, I hope you get that, I hope you get that. Like, he was like one of the most positive people I knew. As much issues as he had, and that we were working through together, he was really extremely positive. And I could count on him for anything I needed. If I need my daughter to be watched, I call my brother. I needed food, I could go sleep at his house and eat. He needed food, he could come to my house. Like, we didn't have to announce. It was just, you home? All right, I'm in front of the door. Open the door. It was like that. And I loved that about him. And, some people are like, oh, yeah, a little too close. Like, he always, and you, and I was like, who cares? Like, this is my brother, and you're just going to have to deal with it. And, I remember the feeling I got when I heard the news. My mom called me crying. And I already knew. I knew what she was calling about. And I lived like 1.5 miles away from her. She lived in the North Bronx. And if you live in the Bronx, you know what I'm talking about. She lived in the North Bronx. I lived near Tremont. And I walked to her house. And I walked back home. And I walked to a friend's house. It was just like, you would think, when you're walking, after you walk miles, you start to calm down. You start to some of there was no dissipation. There was no hesitation. I kept the same pace. I wasn't tired. I had a lot of adrenaline. I didn't eat for a week. I drank a lot of water. I didn't eat for a week. I couldn't. And I lost weight, a lot of weight. I was massively, massively depressed. Like, my body was in shock. And that loss affects me till this day. I have moments where I wake up and I forget. Even after all this time, I still forget. And I'll be like, oh, he's not here. He really isn't here. He's not going to come through the door. He's not going to say, hey, what's up? He's not going to call me at 7 o'clock in the morning to ask me what I'm cooking. He's not going to show up at the door. He doesn't even have my new number, you know. I am crushed. And I have to find a way. I had to find a way to move forward. I went through a lot of mistakes before I got to the point I am at today. I didn't have any friends at that time to talk to conversate with. I wasn't really talking to anyone. I had just broken up with my daughter's father. We was going through so much fighting. And I was like completely by myself. I was by myself in my corner. And I was with someone, but it wasn't what I needed at that point with the loss that I was going through. And it was a hard time. And the hard part came mostly when I came to a point, not the hard part came mostly, but I came to a point where I didn't want to live anymore. I was having issues with my daughter. She didn't want to be with me. Father was having issues with me, having issues with the guy I was interested in, having issues with my mom. My older brother wasn't emotionally available or physically available. I had no friends I could talk to at the time. There was no one there. That was just like oh, okay, you good. You know, I got you. I'm here. I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to make sure you're good. So I came to a point where I stopped taking my medication. I have medication for my physical ailment, and I stopped taking it. I was ready to go, and I was going to kill myself slowly. And I'm talking about this because it's serious. Okay, so when it comes to suicide, I be thinking, like, I don't want it to be brash, hard, and long. I want it to be because I have this disease, and so they'll just think it's because of the disease, and they'll be heartbroken, but it'll be because of the disease. They won't know that I'm actually doing it myself. When I take my medication, I barely ate. I was losing a lot of weight, but I was weak and tired. And I remember just not wanting to do anything. And I was trying to do everything to make my daughter happy. Oh, mommy, let's go to the park. I would go to the park even though I wasn't feeling well. I was just really down. And there are moments where I can't see light. Even if the sun is shining right in my face, I can't see light. And I'm going to tell you this, suicide is not fun and games. Now, on to take the good with the bad. My brother's gone, but I told him I loved him. Last words. We had the best relationship I've ever had with anyone. He died knowing that. Can you believe that? He died knowing that I got his back, and that I love him, and that we're going to be, we are best friends. Like, he knew he was my best friend, and I knew he was mine. And that makes me smile. At least he knew that me, my mom, my older brother loved him. At least he knew that we was there for him. At least he knew that we were willing to fight for him in any capacity that we were going to do it in. Issue is, when you're that depressed, you feel like you're a burden. And you feel like, I don't want to keep putting people through stuff. And I have the same issue, and I knew what he was feeling because I felt it before. And the hard part is when you're always the one, excuse me, to break someone else up, you need somebody to bring you up too. So he was mine, and I wasn't close enough to him to be his because of the situation he was in. So I have to live without him for a very long time. And the good part of living without him is he doesn't have to suffer mentally anymore because he has his own mental issues. He doesn't have to suffer through this coronavirus. He died with love. As much as he claimed he thought he didn't have it, he knew he had it because he wrote all of us a letter. He wrote me, my mom, his baby mom, his kids, my mom's husband, my older brother. He wrote us all a letter. And, he told us how much he loved us. He told us what he felt. He had his it was like a last conversation, something that we would talk about before, and I still have the letter to this day. And I keep it close. And the good thing about having that much love that you give and someone gives back to you is it won't die. It won't die. So being that I had that with him, I'm able to move on. So yesterday I cried, today I'm not. Even I'm talking about all the stuff that makes me, yesterday I couldn't talk about. I have days where I'm extremely unhappy, and I have days where I'm too happy to even eat. I forgot to eat. But the good with the bad. And the bad is he's not here. I don't have him. I can't physically be around him, physically talk to him. And the good is he died with my love. I didn't have to send my love. He died with it. And I have tremendous memories of us because that was my little brother. We grew up together. We were best friends for years. It wasn't like we just became friends when we was older. We were best friends since we were little. So I always had him. I always had him to talk to be around. He always had me to talk to be around. When we couldn't be around our friends, he'd come to my room, we talk, and we get on each other's nerves. We shared a room for years. And like that was my bro, So having that really helps me during this time. It just sometimes when I have those days, I do prefer to be alone. I do, because the more people talk to me, the more upset I get and the more I lash out. So I rather not lash out, and I'll talk to you tomorrow, and I won't say nothing mean. I won't be nasty, nothing like that. I just won't really talk. I only talked to my mom yesterday. And when I have those bad days, I only talk to people that knew him. Not just, oh, I remember your brother when he used to, but people that really got to know him. And that's it, that's who I talk to. So PSA, take the good with the bad. Sorry this video is like 20 minutes long, but it's like that sometimes. It be like that. But anyway, thank you all. Whoever tunes in, thank you for tuning in. And like more of my comments on people's videos and stuff, you know? Oh, start liking some of mine. All right, y'all. Thanks a lot for if you made it this far. Thank you. Thank you. I'm looking at myself. Look at my eyes. Always like, wait, a little higher. Thank you so much for watching my video. Boop.